Can you hear us now? Can you hear us?
I just sent her a message.
Okay. Can you hear us now? It might be the mics. Okay, you can hear us? Okay, so we're going to start over. Thanks for letting us know. Okay, so you can hear us. Okay, so we were talking about life insurance, and we had a good practice run, so we're going to start over what we were talking about. So this is Katie Yount, and she's been in insurance for a long time, but she's had her own company here for 4 years. She just celebrated her 4th year yesterday. She has been voted, hold on a second, can you hear the person in the other room? Should we shut the door? Yeah. Okay, this is what happens when you go live, which is fine. So we were talking about that Katie's been that she celebrated her 4th anniversary here at her own business, her own State Farm office. And not only that, but Katie's really involved in the community, and she won Best of Fair Oaks. She was voted Best Insurance Agency, and she also was voted Citizen of the Year because she does a lot. You'll find her at all of the events. You'll see the State Farm booth out there. She's always doing things with the kids. She's in the Rotary. Any event that you find happening in Fair Oaks, Katie's involved in, and she's a really, really sweet person. I know her pretty well, and we do a lot together with the Chamber of Commerce. And anyway, she's just a really great person. So if you have any insurance needs or you have questions, she's an easy person to talk to. She'll never be pushy. So you can call Katie. So what we were doing was we were talking about life insurance, and I had asked her what was the difference between term insurance and permanent insurance. So explain to me that.
Yeah. So how I like to explain the difference between term and permanent is that term insurance is like renting. You have it for a specific period of time, usually like 20 or 30 years or 10 years. And it's good for certain needs. So maybe you have a mortgage, and so after that mortgage is paid off, you're not going to need that anymore. So you can get a term policy for that. Mm-hmm. A permanent policy is going to be for permanent needs, like funeral expenses. That's always going to be a permanent need. So you get a policy, a permanent policy for that. So you can have a combination of both. Permanent insurance accrues cash value. It locks in the rate. And
so it's cash value that's actually like you're building a savings account.
Correct.
That you can actually use that money if you need it.
Correct.
Now, if something happens to you, does that money pass on to your heirs?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And we were also talking about if you have insurance through work for life insurance, should you also have your own policy outside of the insurance that you have for work?
Yeah. And I was saying that one of my fellow agents, she was saying that the work policy is the icing on the cake, but not the cake. The cake itself is having your own policy. So, the work policies are great as supplemental, but if you ever leave that job or you become sick and you can no longer work and then you lose your benefits,
that would be really bad.
Yeah, then you no longer have that policy.
Okay.
So you want to have your own policy that you have control over, and you can take with you, and it's always there for you.
Okay, so you should have a policy other than what you would have at work. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So if you don't, let's see, where we kind of like went through a lot of this, so I want to make sure that we cover it. So is life insurance tax-free?
It is. So the death benefit that's paid out to your beneficiaries is 100% tax-free. There's no taxes on it.
And are there options to insure your children?
There are. So there are a lot of different policy options. I have policies on my kids, and so when they get older, I can turn that over to them. The benefit of that is having a really low rate locked in, and then they don't have to qualify when they're an adult, and it has the cash value aspect. So if they need, money for college or down payment on a house or whatever, they're going to have some money saved up in those policies.
Is it is it really expensive to have something like that? If you wanted to set up a policy for your child when they're young, what is an average cost for something like that?
Yeah, so it's actually really inexpensive. The younger you are and the healthier you are is, what determines the cost of the
Mhm.
insurance. So typically you could get a kid policy for as little as, 20, 25 bucks a month. for a kid.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you get sick, did we talk about that? It's like everything that we say is going to feel like, did we already say that? So this is live. Okay, so if you do get sick and you have to use your policy, will they later cancel your policy or raise your rates?
No. So once you have the policy, if you were healthy and everything was fine, you got the policy, it's not going to cancel if you become sick or come down with an illness or anything like that. There's actually a endorsement on the policies too that if you're terminally ill and you have medical bills you have to pay, you can borrow against the policy with death benefit.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
especially if you are out of work and you have extra bills or some things that your medical insurance might not pay for, then you could probably use some of that to help with it. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, and okay, so we did talk about if we don't own a house, do we still need life insurance? So what is that with the question? What if I don't own a house? Do I still need life insurance? What does that mean?
Yeah, so a lot of people get life insurance to make sure their mortgage is paid off, so their family
Okay.
can
Oh,
stay
I
in
see
the
what you
house,
mean.
and things like that. So which is great, which everyone would need that. But even if you don't own a house, even if you're renting and you want to make sure that your family has time to figure out what they need to do, and make sure that your bills and your funeral expenses are taken care of. You don't want to have to burden any family members with that. So you really need to have a life policy to make sure those are taken care of.
And what about for people that are older people, maybe that don't have a life insurance policy, and they might feel like, well, I'm already in my 50s or my 60s, and no one's going to insure me. Is that true?
No, that is not. We have quite a few policies available for people of that age bracket. So we can actually do insurance all the way up until I think 80 or 85 is the cutoff. At that point, it gets really expensive. But yeah, there is affordable options even for people in their 50s.
So because at least if you're older, you can have insurance that can help cover some of your final expenses.
Right.
You needed to have that done.
Yeah.
Okay. And then also, we were here for Good Day Sacramento for the cards. Did you guys already turn those in, or?
No, so I think me and one other location, Louise Johnson's office, I believe, is the only location that's still accepting cards until the end of day today. So
Till the end of the day.
yeah. So if anyone has any cards, you can come drop them by.
Okay. And what did you have coming up? You were telling me something that I told you to wait and tell me.
I'm not sure. I don't know what it was now.
There, I should have had you tell me. There's something we're gonna do this. Something we were gonna do. Anyway, let me see if I have any questions coming up here. I'm having don't want to have too much silence while I'm scrolling this. I'm trying to see if I can hear questions from you guys. And let me go into. Oh, I see that. Because I need to go into Isle of Fair Oaks. On here. Oh, there we are. Okay, comments. I don't see any questions. I see myself. Yeah, I don't see any questions coming through here. I know, it's weird. So what would be what's a question that you get asked a lot that's...
Yeah, so sometimes people say, I I don't have any dependents, can I leave it to a charity? Which you can. So if you have a favorite charity and you want to leave a legacy and, give a contribution when you pass away to that charity, that's definitely an option as well too. So sometimes people think about that that's actually an option.
Like to the Fair Oaks Theater Festival.
Yeah, exactly.
I know there are people that I think do that.
Yeah.
So because that is something to do. So is it just life insurance that you mainly do?
No, that's one thing that I do have a passion for. I believe everybody needs to have it. But I do all types of insurance: auto, home, renters, disability, business insurance, workers' comp, all of it.
And pet insurance.
Pet insurance.
So tell me about the pet insurance, because I do have pet insurance for my cat, and I'm like, hope we never have to use it.
Mm-hmm.
But is that something that I pay monthly for it. Like I said, I've never had to use it. But if he were to get really sick, how does that work? Does it work is it good? Is it worth having?
Yeah, it is. I mean, every plan is different. We partner with Companion, and there's different deductible options. So you have to pay your deductible, whatever you pick. But then, it covers
if they're terminally ill,
they get hit by a car, or anything like that would be covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad. I've had other pets that I didn't have that, but when I got him, he was only 6 months old, so I immediately got him covered with insurance. I think I pay like $30 a month.
Yeah.
About for that, and I have a deductible for that, but I haven't had to use it. And there was something else too I was going to ask you about. Was it with the fires or something? And I have no idea, because we're just talking about this for the first time. But weren't there people that had the fires that had problems with getting insurance?
Yeah, so there's certain areas that are wildfire areas, and so sometimes those areas are hard to find insurance, and they have to go through the California Fair Plan. But the good thing about State Farm is that we don't non-renew because it's in a wildfire area, which a lot of other companies do. So, I always recommend if you're close to a wildfire area and you're with a company that will not renew, you might want to look elsewhere. So State Farm won't drop you for that.
So they won't drop you.
Right.
Okay. That was what it was, because it was during the fire season when people were dealing with fires, and I had heard that State Farm won't drop you if you have it, because there were people that were getting dropped from their insurance companies. So listen to that. State Farm is good if you're in the fire area.
Yeah.
In the fire area. Okay, and then let's see. So we talked about options for children. So it seems like we all pretty much need to have life insurance, and it doesn't cost as much as we probably think it costs.
Right, that's a big misconception, is that people think life insurance is really expensive, and it's really not. Even, as you get older, there's some affordable options out there, and there's different things we can work with the budget. So just check it out. If anyone wants a quote, let me know, and I'll be happy to give them a quote.
Yeah, so if you need a quote, contact Katie, and like I said, she's very friendly, and she won't be hounding.
No,
None of us will, actually. I don't know why we a lot of times think that. Everybody, we're all just here to help people, and to, because we have experience, we have knowledge in something, and we want to have people that we can help, because we enjoy being able to, do our job and answer the questions. And a lot of times people make things up in their head about how things are because they don't know. I know that I didn't know anything. We've talked about life insurance, and I still haven't gotten back to her, and I need to do that. So because I figured we'd have to, we're older, and we wouldn't have to be able to afford it, or that we wouldn't be covered. If you're in that situation, you can check into it and find out if it's affordable, and you might later be thankful that you watched this live video and you got this information, so that you could think about getting life insurance, or even life insurance for your children. to be able to start early and have something that's an affordable monthly payment that's really an investment and probably pays back in dividends much higher than anything that you could really put your money into. And instead of buying that toy or something, is invest into insurance for them so that they have something to start out in life with. That is what I took away from here. With the most value is that, because people worry about how their kids are going to go to college, or even for a down payment on a house, or to help with any kind of expenses. Like, what if they have a trip or something in high school that they want to go to? That might come in handy if they need $1,500 to go to, on a basketball trip or something, and they could probably tap into that. So that's a really good idea. So this was our first Fair Oaks Live in a while, and we'll be doing this every week, and we'll be getting better at it. I hope you were able to hear us. I'm sorry we had a little bumpy start at the beginning, but I really enjoyed having you here to be able to talk to you, and have you be my first comeback guest, actually, to do it in this way, because we're doing a different format, because I Love Fair Oaks has now become a business, and we're a new member of the Chamber of Commerce. So you'll be seeing us every week, doing a live every Thursday. We have a lot of other fun events and activities coming in. And if you have any real estate questions, or you need a realtor to help you with your buying or selling needs, or anything with your house, if you need a mortgage, or you need somebody to help you fix something, a handyman, anything that has to do with your home needs, I would love to be the person that you think about. So I'm Christy Devani with I Love Fair Oaks, and this is Katie Yount with State Farm Insurance. And it's been a pleasure being here, and I hope you enjoyed tuning in, and tune in next week to see what we have for you. We'll be putting out an announcement for our guests for next week very soon. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.